Hello, this is Peter Marzano back with another review, and today I'm going to go back to a video game review, and I'm finally going to review a video game that is not on a Nintendo system, so this is a little different for me. But I was just looking around at what games I actually own, and I came across a game that I remembered, I still play it, and I really like it, and I decided that I should give a review for it. And this is part of a really popular series on the original PlayStation, and on that system, which was actually the best-selling console of all time until the PS2 took it over. There are a few games on there that I really liked, and today I'm going to review one of them. So I'm going to start this off, and today I'm reviewing a classic kart racing game known as Crash Team Racing. Yeah, it's a PlayStation exclusive, and it was part of the very popular Crash Bandicoot series. In this game, it took a lot of influences from Mario Kart, which you're easily able to see right away. This game came out obviously after Super Mario Kart and after Mario Kart 64 as well, so a lot of the influences are seen in this game because with a new series you're going to want to make an attempt to bring out games that are different than just a normal everyday platformer, and that was done very successfully in this game. What else is accomplished in Crash Team Racing is, first of all, going back to the Mario Kart influences, you have weapons, you have boxes to, get items during the race, and, it's basically conducted like Mario Kart. You have 8 people racing, you win, and you get a trophy. So those are the similarities between it. It's like playing the same game, but except the items you get in the race are obviously a lot different. To me, they seem a little more useful, so that's one thing I love about this. Also about the items, as far as when you get the items, it all depends on what your place is in the race, whether, if you're in first place, you're going to get different items as if you were in 8th. So that's another thing that I have a lot of praise for in the game, is it was able to incorporate that. So, might as well go straight into what I grade the game on, my 5 things. First thing is graphics. I really like the graphics in this game. The PlayStation graphically wasn't as capable as the Nintendo 64 was, even though the PlayStation sold better. But in this game, the graphics look really nice for its era. I think it refines a lot of what the early era PlayStation games look like. The frame rate's really nice. I really like how this game's graphics look, and it really fits the atmosphere and how you're playing it. I think it works. I love the graphics in this game. I'm going to talk quite a bit about the gameplay because that's what I really enjoy about this video game. The gameplay is not like Mario Kart. Mario Kart, you may have a cup to play through. You play through the cup, you have 4 races, you're done, you win. And that's pretty much it, and then you have multiplayer. But with this game, it's a lot different. Not only is there a great multiplayer setting, you have an adventure mode. And the adventure mode is basically almost conducted like a normal platforming game. You have 4 races in each world. After you get the trophy to all 4 races, you race the boss, and then you move on to the next world. And there's 4 worlds, and then there's a final boss. And then there's many other different things you can do, such as a CTR token, where there's the letter CTR hidden in the course. You collect the letters and then you get a token, and then that leads to a different side quest that isn't needed to complete the game, but it's part of getting 100%. And then there's also relics, just like a time trial, which is taken for Crash Bandicoot Warped. And then there's Sapphire, Gold, and Platinum relics. So that's what I really like. The gameplay shows a lot of different things. It's a whole new world to what was shown in a Mario Kart game. So this game is what really makes it better, is the fact it goes out of its way and it creates a whole new storyline based on kart racing, something that had not been done to that point. So that's what I really like about Crash Team Racing, and I love the gameplay. I think it's some of the best anyone has seen on this console. As far as the music, I like the music. There's a different track for every track, no pun intended. And once again, the music really fits the gameplay. The overworlds have different music. It fits the area that you're in. It really just enhances the gameplay atmosphere that you have. So I have a lot of praise for the soundtrack. I think it's pretty good. I think it's one of the strongest out of all the Crash games, at least up to that point, since this is the 4th one released in the series, and the first kart racing game, as the previous 3 were just platformers. As far as anything else that I have to say about the game, obviously you have the replay value. I think it has a high replay value. Not only can you play multiplayer, but even if you're in adventure mode, and even if you beat the game, you still have to go through it, and then it gives you motivation to try and get the 101% playthrough, which is the highest you can get. That's every Platinum Relic and everything else completed. So That's what I think is really cool. As a high replay value, there's a lot of stuff you can do in this game, and that's why I have a lot of praise for it. So I think that's really cool about what they were able to accomplish in this game, as far as the replay value goes. So yeah, absolutely, I have a lot of praise for that. As far as other things in the game, they're just pretty basic. If I can find something, I guess I can't. As far as other things in the game that I have comments on, it's really pretty general. I really like the game. I like the way everything was organized. I think it's a great game. The gameplay is great. The graphics are great. The music is great. The replay value is high. There's just so much stuff you can do in this game that makes it so addicting. And you know, it's just a comfortable game. Anybody can get into it. It's just a fun game. You can play it in any situation, by yourself, alone, by yourself, with other people, and it's just as fun either way. So that's why this is probably my favorite kart racing game of all time, and one of my favorite PlayStation titles. As far as my overall score for this game, I'm going to give this one a 96. I think it's stellar. I think it's one of the best titles for the original PlayStation. I definitely recommend it to anybody that plays video games, and even if you don't, this is a game that you can get into and play with anybody. It's probably the peak of the series of Crash Bandicoot, and probably my favorite Crash Bandicoot game overall. So I recommend it to virtually anybody, and yeah, it's one of my favorites. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and leave any suggestions below. And thank you. I'll see you next time for another review.